my nutshell version of what counseling is about is people come in, something in life is not working too well, and they want to change. And I really value that process of working with people as they change to make life work in a healthier, better way for themselves. I have a model that I probably first became aware of when I was in an inner city back east, working as a probation officer for the juvenile court. And it was based on a book that I had read at that time called Choice Theory by Dr. William Glasser, where he talks about all behavior being very purposeful and based on the basic needs that we all have. And so I've adapted that model and used that over the years, even after I got my graduate degree, as a very fundamental approach for people to understand what their needs are and how to achieve them in a healthy way. Since we have the basic needs, we always work towards achieving them either in a healthy or unhealthy way, depending on what we've learned in life, our coping skills, what our family structure was like. And so particularly when people come into counseling, they've not met those needs in very healthy ways. And we look for ways that they can do that better. So the basic needs are the following. First, we have the basic survival needs of shelter and food. That if you don't have those physical needs met, then it doesn't much matter about the emotional needs. And if you look around the world, those needs vary from multi-million-dollar mansions to very lean-to shacks. And people can be happy in either of those situations, depending on their perception of the world and what they want as they look around. Same for food. So if those are met in some manner, then we have the other four basic needs. The first one being for love and belonging. And those are first best met in a family setting where you feel an identity with the family, you feel like you belong, people love you and care for you, and it's your safe place. But they can be met in many ways. Schools can meet those needs, formalized religious settings, clubs, all kinds of different ways, sporting situations, all through the lifespan. There are different ways to have those needs met. And they can be met in a maladaptive way. When I was a probation officer, a lot of kids belonged to gangs, and they got a pseudo sense of love and belonging. So that's the first basic need. Then we all have a need from the time we're born for power, personal power, to feel like we're competent, that we gain confidence in that competence, and that our life has purpose and meaning. And again, these needs kind of interplay in the family. You start feeling important as you're valued there. You learn skills, and then you go forth in the school setting or wherever to learn more ways to feel competent in life. When I had people coming in with adolescents that weren't doing very well, sometimes I would ask, so what is your child good at? And the typical response I got was, nothing, they got bored with this, or they didn't want to follow through on this, and it got too hard, and we just never pushed through. So they got good at something that was maladaptive. Then the third need, basic need, is for freedom, and that's having some sense of autonomy in life, that you can make choices, that you're valued, and your opinions are valued. You know, even toddlers, that's why they're called the terrible twos. They want to make all the choices, and they have no sense of what their limitations are, and they get very mad when you try to restrict their choices. So it's kind of a fine process of helping children develop and learn to make healthy choices in their lives. And then finally, the last of the basic needs is for fun. And it seems like a frivolous need, but in all reality, it is hugely important. And how many people, when they have something to look forward to that's enjoyable, it makes life easier to handle all the other things that you have to handle in life. And you can't imagine having a relationship with a child without some kind of element of fun included. We start very early playing peekaboo and coochie coochie goo with little babies, introducing that fun element with them. And we need that all through the life cycle. I've worked with geriatric clients and in assisted living centers and whatnot. And if you go into those centers, they have all kinds of things planned in terms of fun activities, dances and bingo and games and people coming in to entertain them. So those are the basic needs. They're not separated distinctly. They can overlap with each other. Each one supports the other one. But it is a good measure in a family setting or for yourself personally to assess where you are in terms of getting the basic needs met. A lot of times with clients, I will ask them on a scale of 1 to 10 on each of the needs, how do they feel those needs are being met in their life? And that can kind of gives them an indication for where they need to make some changes and improvements. I love what I do. I love working with people. I have 7 children of my own who also have grandchildren. So I have 29 grandchildren now. So I've done some informal counseling with them. Can't be a therapist in your own home, but it helps me be aware of the needs of those that I love most dearly as well.